What's going on, everyone? I'm Gilflow.
I'm Lord Spleech.
And we are the Video Game Archivist, bringing you Super Bowling Review Game 23 of 296 on the Nintendo 64 Chronicles. Alright, so let's just go ahead and get into the most important piece of this review. This game, on average, costs $352 currently.
Jesus.
This is a UFO game. UFO games for the Nintendo 64 are some of the most expensive games. Not necessarily because they're good or bad.
Just rare.
They're rare, yes. I got lucky when I bought this game. My label is ugly, and I'm okay with it. But yeah, I got it. So let's talk about the actual game. I'll let you go ahead and start.
Yeah, well, I will start with what we started with, which is the versus mode, because that threw me the fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, versus mode. Okay, one that's also a comment is that if you put it as a 2-lane when you're fighting somebody, it literally, you both go at the same time, which personally I'm just not used to when bowling, because I'm used to, being, we'll just, rent one lane, we bowl one at a time, that sort of thing. So that threw me off, which I think is a good thing because it helps add to the pressure in some ways, which I think that's a good, pressure building thing. But with the versus mode, it's like, you have a life meter. It's constantly going down. You have to roll as good as possible in order to keep the life meter up. And you see the danger thing coming down the lane.
Yeah.
I'm like, that just threw me off to start this game with.
Well, from what I picked up from it, shooting the ball down the aisle is more important than actually hitting pins. I didn't notice if you got more life as you knock pins over.
I wasn't. I was just more thrown off of that. Fortunately, that's not the only multiplayer mode in this game. It was just the one we started with, which, like I said, threw me off.
Yep. In general, it's bowling.
Oh, yeah.
It's for the N64, in my opinion, it's a really good bowling sim.
I would say, yeah, it's a decent one.
It felt good once you learn the controls, it's pretty good. Go ahead.
I will say when it comes to the controls, learning go, it's easy to the thing. I will say what they attempted to do as far as angling your ball with the mid lane arrow and then the bottom arrow, not a bad idea. I mean, it can take a little bit better work in my opinion, but I will say that's not as bad as my opinion the meter, because I think the meter was too sensitive. One, the speed it meant, which is okay, you go up front, that seems like a reasonable speed. But then as it doubles back, it goes so much faster, compared to other sports games.
You're going to want to play this on a CRT.
Definitely.
If the input lags there, you're not going to hit that.
Yeah, I don't, and for me, it didn't feel laggy. It just felt like, the meter was decidedly designed to speed up, which obviously is, it's like, okay, to keep you on, actually playing and engaged. But to me, it was just a little bit too fast. And then plus the range of drift between where you hit the actual perfect meter and then going to the edge, I think it's just a little too wide.
Yeah.
I know it's bowling, so you kind of can't keep it so narrow that it makes the game easy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just it adds to a learning curve that I'm just not a big fan of, at least with this one.
Yeah, if you want a good bowling game for the N64, that's about all I can recommend it for.
Yeah.
At the price point, it's cheaper to buy a Wii and get Wii Sports, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
So the last thing I want to talk about, other than it's bowling, there is golf, which is how many pins are a hole in one.
Yeah.
That's the 3 modes that are in the game. The final part is unlocking characters. You only get 2 characters. You get a male and a female. They're pretty generic. There's more characters to unlock, but you've got to be good at this game.
Yeah, it's some actual dedication to start doing.
Yep.
And when unlocking characters, it's best 2 out of 3. So if let's say you beat him in the first round, you're thinking, you're thinking just regular bowling, so you didn't think it was best 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
So it's like, I beat him, and then instantly the game goes into the next match.
Well, our encounter, so I scored 103, 103, 100, were my scores across each round.
A pretty decent score for even an amateur player. Yeah.
The person I was trying to unlock scored 104, 100, and 144.
Yeah, it's like,
so the skill level in the third round went up, and I don't know if that's because I won or not, but that's my biggest qualm with this game is it was too hard to even attempt to unlock a player.
Yeah.
When there's 7 or 8 to unlock.
I think it's 6. I thought I saw 6, and plus I think it is when you unlock characters, because based on what we saw, that each character has their own home stage.
Yeah.
That you probably unlock a new bowling alley as well.
So you pretty much covered all my notes on the game. You have anything else before we go into the review?
No, pretty much my notes right there.
All right, so let's pop the ratings up. 100's perfect, 50's nothing good or bad. Everything in between is from nothing good or bad to perfect, all the way down to 1, which is Superman 64.
Yep.
Foreshadowing. Dun dun dun. All right, moving on. So let's go ahead and talk about their nostalgia reviews. So you gave it a 62.
Yep.
And I gave it a 69. Nice. Which is okay game. Which, like we talked about, it's just a bowling game.
Yeah.
I didn't really see anything special about it, especially for the price that it cost.
And for me, obviously, I already mentioned the point with the meter and the sensitivity.
Yeah.
And I think I did play the previous game in the series because there's actually another one on the Super Nintendo. And I do remember enjoying that one.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, it could be based on, like, bad memory, and who knows, I could have been done poorly, but I swear I was getting strikes a lot easier in that one.
Gotcha.
But, you know,
right.
At the same time, not bad, it's just a little of that learning curve.
Yeah. So, let's talk about how it holds up now. So, you dropped yours 3 points, mine stayed at 69.
Which is literally about the... Oh, you horny bastard. But... yeah, that's why I dropped mine. I think it's that dedication. So you really do have to dedicate to really get good at the timing of the button presses. And yeah, I do agree with you. CRT, because if you try to do this on a modern TV, then there will be enough of a lag. Well, which I don't feel there's a true actual lag. It's just because that meter speed up, you're going to get a lag out of a modern TV.
Absolutely, absolutely. So overall, we put it at 65, which is right in the middle of a... that's an okay game, right?
Yep.
It's okay. It's fine.
Nah.
Yeah, there's nothing great about it. There's no reason to pay that price tag.
Oh yeah, the price tag. It's like, it sucks the price tag's that high because, yeah, it's an okay game, you know, but definitely doesn't deserve the high price tag.
You know?
But that's what you get with some rare games. They're
Yep.
just expensive because they are, not because they should.
All right. Well, that's all we really have for this episode. So if you enjoyed the ratings and the reviews, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We got plenty more to do.
Go ahead and like the video.
And then we will catch I just want to end this by saying I want the penguin.